Hey guys, John from PTC Canberra here. Just here to give you a quick little demo on the two main wrapping styles I use for knee wraps. The first one is just a simple spiral. It's generally what I start with. If people are new to knee wraps, it's a bit easier to deal with. It's probably not going to be as effective for a carryover as the next method I show you, but it's pretty simple to start with. It's pretty hard to screw up, and it gives you a good starting point. I'm using my Inza grippers. I've got a 2.5 metre pair because that's what my federation allows, but check their rule book, make sure you've got the right pair. When using the grippers, they've got this nice bit of rubber on the inside. I like to make sure that rubber's on the inside of the wrap so it's against my skin. When you're wrapping, try and have your legs straight, your toe pulled back towards you, and your quads tight and everything tense. I like to hold things tight because when you tense everything up, it's a bit smaller than it would be if you're relaxed. So if you wrap it with a relaxed knee, you'll find that when you then have the bar on your back and some weight on your back and your muscles are under tension, everything gets a bit smaller and your wraps will be a bit looser. So work on holding everything tight, toe back towards you, quad flexed. I like to start at the top. I always wrap inside out. I don't know whether it's necessarily going to make a lot of difference, but I like to think that it'll help keep your knees out when you're squatting. I tend to start just above the kneecap. I'll pull some tension on and hold that one out from there. Get one down across the top to lock it over. Then I tend to follow that second line on the grippers down as I wrap around the knee. Catch the bottom of the knee. And then I'll start to work that spiral back up. Obviously, depending on the size of your knees and how tight you wrap them is going to determine the number of revolutions you get. I like to pull it tight from there and then tie it off. What that does is give you a fairly tight and stable wrap, but it also makes untying things really easy because all you've got to do is pull that and your wraps will come undone. So that's the spiral. As I said, it's pretty simple. You can alter it by changing the angle of the spiral itself. In the end, it's mostly down to experimentation with that one and finding what works best for you. When I wrap my knees, I use a spiral like that. I tend to go fairly straight on the way down and then come back up at an angle across the knee as I'm coming back up. So that's the spiral. As I said, I like to start with the spiral if people are new to wraps. And then as I get more advanced and a bit stronger, I go to what's called the sub-X method, which is a little more advanced, but I think probably has a bit of a better carryover for most people. Again, you're starting just above the kneecap with one revolution just to lock everything down. From there we come down and cross over the kneecap, go around the back and cross back up over the kneecap again. Back around the top, and then I'll go just a little bit lower with that second cross on the way down, and then from there I just spiral back up, making sure I cover everything on the way back up. Pull it tight around the top, tie it off again, and there you have it. That's sub-X. As I said, it's a little bit more advanced. I know Nathan Jones, for example, uses this. I know quite a few of the bigger lifters use a technique similar to this. Tends to be a bit more secure around the kneecap itself, but again, it's personal preference. As I said, you can then tie it off like that and then just pull it and everything will come undone and life will be nice and easy. They're the two sort of main methods. There are a few different methods out there. Everyone's got a different style. Play around with them, find what works for you. When I first learned to wrap my knees, I spent half an hour sitting in front of my TV at home, wrapping my knees, unwrapping them, rolling them back up again, starting again. It's a great way to learn. It also gets you consistent because in the end, the more consistent you are with how you wrap your knees, the better it's going to be. And it just means that you can ensure that despite whether you're in competition or in training, you're always wrapping your knees in the same way, and therefore you can replicate things all the time. One of the biggest tips I've got is in order to get things tight and make sure your knee wraps are nice and tight, When you roll them back up, make sure you roll them quite tight. This is great. It's great if you've got a knee wrap roller. Not everyone does. I find one of the best ways to do it is actually just to put some pressure with your heel on the bottom, pull it out, and then roll it up from there. The tighter you can roll it up to begin with, the easier it's going to be to keep a lot of tension on it as you're wrapping your knees, and mean that you can have a tighter wrap. I think that's about it for now. As I said, experiment with the methods, find what works for you, and go from there. Thanks.